Out there in the forgotten corners of the world wander souls lost to time, not dead, not alive. Pilgrims, travelers, seekers, vanished on journeys long forgotten. They roam, searching, forever seeking their destination. They are the phantom travelers. Some say they are echoes of the past, trapped between worlds. Others whisper of curses and unfinished business, tethering them to this earthly plane. Whatever the reason, their presence chills the air, a constant reminder that some journeys never truly end. They appear as whispers on the wind, rustling leaves in a silent forest, shadows flitting past crumbling ruins. Always searching, never finding peace. These are their stories. The old dirt road wound through dense woods, leading to a clearing where a homestead once stood. Now, only remnants of a stone foundation remained, swallowed by weeds and neglect. Locals whispered of a pilgrim family that vanished from the homestead, leaving behind a table set for dinner and a hearth still burning. One crisp autumn evening, a young hiker stumbled upon the ruins. As dusk settled, he felt a cold presence. A woman in a tattered grey dress appeared, her face pale and gaunt. She reached out a hand, her voice a mournful whisper. "Help us! Find our way home!" Terrified, the hiker fled, the woman's pleas echoing in his ears. He never returned, forever haunted by the memory of the vanishing homestead and the lost pilgrim family. Legend spoke of a pilgrim ship lost at sea, all souls aboard, claimed by a raging storm. Now, it said, the ghostly vessel sails the fog-shrouded coast, searching for a harbor that no longer exists. Fishermen told of encountering the ship, its sails tattered, manned by skeletal figures with hollow eyes. Those who dared to draw too close felt an icy grip on their hearts, a sense of dread so profound it stole their breath. One stormy night, a lone fisherman, driven off course by the gale, spotted the spectral ship emerging from the mist. He watched in terror as a ghostly figure on deck turned, its skeletal hand pointing directly at him. A wave, larger than any he had ever seen, crashed over his boat, dragging him into the icy depths. He was never seen again. In a forgotten corner of a graveyard, hidden behind overgrown ivy and crumbling headstones, stood a weathered brick wall. It was said to be a remnant of a pilgrim fort, witness to a massacre that stained the ground crimson. Mourners whispered of chilling cries echoing from the wall, the anguished sobs of those who met their end within its shadow. Some claimed to see bloody handprints appearing on the bricks, a gruesome reminder of the violence that unfolded there. One dark and stormy night, a gravedigger, his work delayed by the downpour, sought shelter beneath the eaves of the ancient wall. As thunder rattled the sky, he heard the distinct sound of weeping coming from the bricks themselves. He pressed his ear to the cold stone and felt a ghostly chill seep into his bones. The wails intensified, morphing into blood-curdling screams. He fled in terror, never daring to approach the weeping wall again. Section 5. Lost Souls of the Mountain Pass. High in the treacherous peaks of a remote mountain range, a narrow pass wound its way through the jagged landscape. Countless pilgrims seeking passage to a new life perished along its treacherous slopes, victims of harsh weather and unforgiving terrain. Hikers told stories of phantom figures appearing through the swirling mist, their eyes filled with a desperate longing for a destination they would never reach. Some even claimed to hear the ghostly strains of a mournful hymn carried on the wind, a chilling reminder of the lost souls forever bound to the mountain. A group of friends, hiking the pass on a foggy afternoon, found themselves hopelessly lost. As dusk approached, they stumbled upon a clearing. There, amidst the rocks, they saw them, a group of spectral figures huddled together, their clothes tattered, their faces etched with despair. The hikers froze, their blood running cold as they realized they were surrounded by the lost souls of the mountain pass. Section 6. The Unsettled Graves. A small forgotten cemetery lay hidden in the heart of a bustling city, a patch of neglected ground swallowed by concrete and steel. It was the final resting place for pilgrims who perished from a mysterious illness, their journey cut tragically short. Residents of the apartments that loomed over the cemetery complained of strange occurrences, disembodied voices whispering in the night, objects moving inexplicably. and a pervasive feeling of unease. Some even claim to see ghostly figures wandering through the headstones, their faces contorted in eternal suffering. One night, a young woman new to the city wandered into the cemetery seeking a moment of peace. As she sat on a bench, she felt a cold hand on her shoulder. She turned to see a man in tattered clothes, his face ashen and drawn. He opened his mouth to speak, but only a dry, rattling sound escaped. The woman screamed and ran forever, haunted by the encounter with the unsettled graves. Section 7. The Inn at the Crossroads. At a desolate crossroads, shrouded in perpetual twilight, stood an ancient inn. Its windows were dark, its door creaking ominously in the wind. Legend held that it was once a haven for weary travelers, but a fire, fueled by unknown forces, consumed the inn and its inhabitants, leaving behind only charred timbers and whispered tales of tragedy. Now it's said that the lost souls of the inn still linger, trapped between this world and the next. Travelers passing by at night reported seeing flickering lights in the windows, hearing the faint sounds of music and laughter echoing from within the charred remains. A lone truck driver seeking shelter from a raging blizzard stumbled upon the inn. Drawn by a flicker of light in the window, he approached cautiously. As he peered through the grimy glass, he saw a group of people huddled around a roaring fire, their faces obscured by shadow. He tried the doorknob, but it was locked. Frustrated, he turned to leave, but as he did, he heard a blood-curdling scream from within the inn. He ran to his truck and sped away, never stopping until he reached the safety of the highway, the chilling screams of the phantom travelers echoing in his ears. Section 8. The Unfinished Journey. A worn, leather-bound journal discovered in the attic of an old antique shop told the tale of a pilgrim who vanished without a trace. The last entry spoke of a secret path, a shortcut through the wilderness that would lead to a promised land. Treasure hunters and adventurers, enticed by the promise of untold riches, scoured the wilderness searching for the lost path. But the forest held its secrets close, guarding the pilgrim's fate with unwavering vigilance. One by one, those who dared to venture too deep into the woods disappeared, their compasses spinning wildly, their minds plagued by unsettling visions. The forest, it seemed, had claimed them as its own, adding their names to the growing list of souls lost on the unfinished journey. Section 9 echoes in the silence. The old mission stood on a windswept plain, its adobe walls crumbling under the relentless assault of time and weather. Once a sanctuary for weary travelers, it now stood abandoned, a haunting reminder of a bygone era. Locals spoke of strange occurrences within the mission walls, disembodied voices whispering prayers in long-forgotten dialects, footsteps echoing through the empty halls, and the faint scent of incense lingering in the air. It was said that the spirits of the pilgrims who found solace within the mission walls still lingered, seeking solace in the afterlife. One evening, a historian researching the history of the mission decided to spend the night within its crumbling walls. As darkness fell, he felt a cold presence envelop him. He heard the distinct sound of footsteps approaching, slow and deliberate. He called out, but only silence answered him. The footsteps stopped just outside his door, and for a moment he could have sworn he heard the faint whisper of a prayer carried on the wind. Terrified, he fled the mission, vowing never to return. Section 10. Forever Lost. The stories of the phantom travelers serve as a chilling reminder that some journeys never truly end. They wander the earth, caught between worlds, their souls forever searching for peace and a destination they may never find. Their presence lingers in the shadows, a whisper on the wind, a fleeting glimpse of a figure vanishing into the mist. They are a testament to the fragility of life and the enduring power of the human spirit, even in death. So the next time you find yourself venturing down a forgotten path or exploring the ruins of the past, remember the phantom travelers. Listen closely to the whispers on the wind, for they may hold the key to unlocking the secrets of those who came before us, forever lost but never forgotten.